my name is Marta, and I'm from Mozambique, Africa. And yeah, like most of the African countries, we still deal with war, poverty, and recently hisses. But despite it all, we still have people with strength, happy, and willing to change that. So last year, I met Even, and it was like the guy who always made everybody laugh in the classroom. Unfortunately, he got into a car accident, lost part of his leg, and nothing was the same. He had a really hard time to have access to a prosthesis. And after some researchers, we realized that 90% of amputee population in Mozambique just don't have access to prosthesis, either because of the high prices, the time it takes to obtain them, or even access to health care. What is more critical for children, because as they grow, the prosthesis needs to be updated. And that's something that BioMec gonna change. How are we gonna do it? We're gonna turn plastic residuals collected from the sea into prosthesis, sell them for $45, and change lives. Just to give you a glimpse of what is going on in our market, only 3 public hospitals provide that type of services in the entire country. And our beachhead market, it's going to be Maputo, where we're going to be working with car accident victims and diabetics who have suffered an amputation. And the number is around 48,000. And in the next 3 years, we expect to expand to the north, where we're going to be working with war veterans and mine victims. Since our product it's gonna be based on plastic residuals collected from the sea, that would allow us to drop our prices to $45 compared to the $1,000 than other prostheses in the market. And we're gonna be allowed to build an entire prosthesis in 24 hours compared to the 1,008 hours that other companies in the market, and I'm gonna explain why. So in the traditional process, they mold, they cast, they vacuum form, they feed, they assemble, they adjust. And if you're lucky, it's going to fit you perfectly. If you're not, what happens like 2 and 3 times, you have to repeat the whole process, spending more material, time, and even money. And you're not going to do it in a completely different way. We're going to turn plastic residuals collected from the sea into filaments. We're gonna make a scan of the residual limb, what increases the compatibility between the residual limb and the prosthesis, creating comfort. We're gonna adjust and we're gonna print. Just like that, you will have your prosthesis. And we went to the market having in mind that robotic is the deal, accessories is a must, and we have to deliver the most lighter and comfortable prosthesis as possible. So our biggest learns was that people want a 4x4 prosthesis. Basically, that means they want to be able to play at the house with their kids, go to work, and go to a farm, grab some tomatoes, basically wearing the same prosthesis. We learned that designer matters, hydraulic is heavier, and that's okay. We made 34 interviews, and all of them are willing to test the prototype, and we already have 4 people testing the prototype, including Even. By the year 5, we expect to have 10% of the market share, and the number of customers we expect to have 1,033.6 persons by the time, and we expect to have a profit a year of 3.5 millions. And we think that the worth of the product, the scalability and versatility, we allowed us to get there. Our process gonna allow us to save 90% of CO2 compared to the conventional process. We're not gonna use water, and the consumption of energy is gonna be like 85% lower, and we have a clean ocean. And we only 10% of the beachhead market. We expect to save around 68,830.2 tons of CO2. Our team is composed by the Sarita, she's the chemistry, Reginaldo Mula, the IT, and Marta Vanewatela, the industrial designer. And our dream is to get 100,000 people to feel and experience life without restrictions by the 2025, and we dream to reuse 20% of the plastic residuals at the most polluted beach in Mozambique in the next 2 years. Thank you.
Let's see what kind of questions. Oh, already 2 questions. So let's start with Edward and then go to Shloka and then to Michelle, hopefully. enough time. Edward.
Thanks, Martha, for a very innovative case. And I'm just wondering whether you have IP for this. And secondly, how are you going to sensitize people to know that what they are using is from waste? And them.
I'm gonna ask the second question because I didn't get the first one. But we already in touch with associations that deal with people with mobility difficulties, and we expect to use the data for that. So we already spreading the message that we already doing this, and we want to improve people's life. I didn't get the first question.
Well, the first question was about whether you have registered intellectual property rights for this, or how is that going?
We already patent pending, so we already started the process to patent the whole techno.
Okay, and Shloka, your question.
Thanks, Martha. This is a very, very cool product. I just want to know what's the durability of it, and how often does someone have to change, or how do they maintain this?
Okay, that's a very interesting question because based on the lab tests that we made, we are already counting with 3 years of durability. And excuse me, what was the second question?
What sort of maintenance does it require compared to other, more sort of traditional or standard prosthetics? And just, would a customer, for instance, have to invest a lot in maintaining the product?
Oh, right. So we can, based on the prosthesis that we made, we can destroy that if you have used for 2 years and construct another one. We can do that for 10 times.
Okay. Last but not least, Michelle.
Thank you. I love the simplicity of this. Can I just ask, how dependent is your production process on the type of waste you're taking from the sea? Does it have to be bottles, or can you use a mixture of materials?
Well, I'm not sure if I didn't get the question well, but we're gonna use PET, but we're gonna add glycol. So glycol give a lot of properties, mechanical properties that help the durability of the prosthesis and other technical things like the elasticity and other things.
Okay, thanks so much, jury. Thanks so much, BioMec, and hopefully I'll visit Mozambique soon.